you're going to raise $40 million and build this new building? Like, come on, good luck.
We're committed to its success, so we're invested big.
It's kind of a physical, we did this. We were part of this.
I never asked people for money. I asked them if they wanted to make an investment.
It was right from the beginning. It was a lot of fun. You know, it's so exciting to be on the ground floor of a great venture like that.
Magical things happen here.
I didn't have an idea that I wanted to do it. I had an idea that I had to do it.
Hi everybody, I'm Alexandra Morgan, CEO of Family House. We are opening the new Nancy and Stephen Grand Family House at Mission Bay thanks to all of you. Your generous support, your time and talent, and especially all of the teamwork that went into this new building is what has made this new home a reality. We know that we're doing something special for people at the most stressful time in their lives. So we'd really like to highlight some of the key people who made this amazing new home a reality. And I think the first person who's appropriate to start with is Dr. Ablin.
Well, Family House really didn't start by itself. There was a terrific need because children who have cancer can't be taken care of in their local community. So they have to travel great distances from their homes in order to receive treatment. So people were ending up, parents were ending up sleeping in the waiting rooms, or more importantly, they were sleeping in their cars. We had to find a place for people. We had to cure their children with cancer, and we had to find a place for them to stay while we were doing it.
Our older son had a tumor that was diagnosed when he was about 12 months old. So we saw Dr. Ablin.
You know, his vision for wanting to expand, it resonated with us. There are so many good ideas in the world. A lot of them just remain ideas, they don't get done. And he's a doer.
Fortunately, I had a friend who was a Mormon who told me that the Mormon Church was considering selling a piece of property right across the street from the hospital. They sold us that first house for $1,000 down. We had no money, we had no organization. We immediately filled the house up. The house had never been empty.
When we finally heard about Family House, was like, oh my God, I hope we get in. But effectively, we were refugees and we needed a place to be able to push that code and shut the door behind you. It's like, whew, home.
So just like David's family, there were many, many others who needed rooms, but with just 10 bedrooms at the Irving Street Family House, the demand far exceeded the inventory of rooms available.
So we had to find more property, and we searched for many years until we found the second property at 10th Avenue. We got that house, and then we got to think, well, the university is planning to move to Mission Bay. We better get busy and get closer to the hospital.
So that meant we had to launch a major capital campaign, and fortunately board member Ann Finnegan and her husband Paul introduced us to the Kalmanovitz Foundation.
It was Ann's idea. She felt the timing was right, the opportunity was right to approach a good friend of ours who was also a trustee of the Kalmanovitz Foundation, Bernie Orsi. And it resulted in a pledge by the Kalmanovitz Foundation in early 2011 for $4 million. And that was really the first major contribution for the capital campaign which kicked it off.
This type of project requires an adequate launching gift, which will in turn do two things. One, provide the seed money to get the project going, and secondly, to give it credibility so that others will participate in the fundraising as well.
Everybody was talking about the new project, we were talking to everybody we knew, and thank God all that talk made its way to Nancy and Stephen Grant.
We had been living here for 2 years, and I got diagnosed with a very, very, very challenging cancer. And it turned out that We had to spend a few weeks in the hospital, and every night we would see at the end of the hall a lounge filled with families, almost like camping out. And then we found out that these were family members of kids that had cancer. Right then we said to ourselves, this isn't good, and if we get out of this mess, we'd like to do something to see if we can alleviate the situation. 6, 7 years later, we were having dinner with Sue Diamond, and Sue told her she was working on a project for Family House, and they were going to open a new facility. And Nancy and I immediately, said, that's what we've been waiting for.
It didn't take a night to decide that this was a project we wanted to be involved in. Our picture was, at night, these lounges in the hospital would be empty, and the family who wanted to be with their child could be with their child, and the rest of the family could be at Family House.
$40 million did not come easily, but it was some small steps, a lot of small steps along the way, and then a couple of really big ones that helped bring it all together.
How do we get to 40 million? We get there from everything from $10 checks and $50 checks. Some families who are staying at Family House have run their own, sort of mail-in where we're getting $1 from people and $5 from people, and every single person that gives is a part of this.
Now, all of our donors are rock stars, but we literally have rock stars who are donors, and that's the band Train, who give generously of their time, talent, and treasure. But I think even more importantly, the kids love them.
When we were looking for charities to get involved with, we wanted something that kind of resonated with us, which is we have children. I've had 2 children in the NICU of hospitals before. I know what it's like to be pretty scared and need some help.
We're making a big leap in the future. Instead of taking care of children just with cancer, we're going to take care of any child who comes to the University of San Francisco for medical care if they live more than 50 miles from San Francisco.
And the new Family House at Mission Bay, just where it is next to this new hospital in Mission Bay, which is such a vibrant area with who knows if the Warriors come there. You got AT&T Park. It's a bigger presence, if you will, in the community. I think it'll increase our endowment, our financial stability going forward.
There's definitely reason for celebration. If you see all the things that families here see, you know that there's great joy that goes along with all the horror. I almost feel we're blessed or lucky to have been from so far away, because it forced us to cling to Family House.
The building's up, the doors are open, we're welcoming new families, and we're very excited about what lies ahead at the new Nancy and Stephen Grand Family House.